Hi everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Low Season Traveller Insider Guides. I'm your host, Kate Burgess. Today, we're talking to Vietnamese local and sustainability tourism researcher Hoa Dong. Hoa grew up in central Vietnam in the Quang Binh Province, and I would like to preface this episode, as I have with other ones, to my apologies for the pronunciations that I am inevitably going to pronounce incorrectly. So, sorry. Vietnam is such a diverse country and each region has different low seasons, with central Vietnam's low season falling between May and July when it's at its hottest and most humid. We chat today about the untouched areas of Vietnam and the true beauty that lies in the people. Hope you enjoy. Hi Hoa, thank you so much for joining the podcast today.
Thank you, Kate, for having me here.
So the first question I'd like to ask all my guests is, when you step out of your home in central Vietnam, what do you see, hear, and smell?
So I original from Quang Binh Province in central Vietnam. So we live near the beach. So the first thing I see when I step out of my home is the smell of the ocean and blue sky and the strong sunshine. So I can hear the wave and the fishermen come back from the overnight fishing trip. So they are very happy to bring the fresh seafood to the market to sell early in the morning in the market, and then I smell the fresh seafood as well. So that in Quang Binh Province. But when I live in Hoi An, Asian town, I can see the rice fields, the duck, the water buffalo, and colorful market in early in the morning, and fresh vegetable and the amazing rice field as well.
Wow, such different landscapes. It's so interesting because Vietnam's a really long country. I know it spans like 1,600 kilometers, but it's only like 50 kilometers wide. And every area has different weather, different food, different people. But yeah, today, as the listeners know, we're talking about that central Vietnam, your home region. So could you give us a bit of an overview of central Vietnam? What are the major cities and what's the best way to get there?
Yeah, so you're right about Vietnam is really long and narrow in the central Vietnam, so really different about the landscape and weather and everything. So central Vietnam is most narrow part of Vietnam is straight along the coast, so they have the beach in most province with the ground of the mountain range in the west and the beach in the east. So it's famous for amazing nature, beautiful beaches, national parks, hot spring, waterfront, and especially the UNESCO Heritage and Historical Site in Phong Nha, Hue, Danang, and Hoi An. And of course, friendly and heartwarming people there, and it's sensational cuisine. The major city or destination I can mention is Phong Nha National Park in my hometown, and then Huế and Da Nang and Hoi An Asian town. Further down gonna be Quy Nhơn, Tuy Hoa, Nha Trang, Phan Thiết, Phan Rang, where had the Mui Né. And then very easy to get there by the domestic flight from the big city, or by train or by bus, because like each place just like around 2 or 3 hours from each other. So it's really easy to get there.
So if people were traveling around central Vietnam and visiting all these different cities, is the best way to get the public buses?
Or by train. I see that like the train is really scenic way, because the train gonna go along the coast, so like they can see beautiful view of the fishing village and the ocean in the another side. So for example, like I really love the train from my hometown, like from Quang Binh to Da Nang, because I can see the beautiful view from there. Can easy to get on the bus anytime as well.
So, Central Vietnam's low season is from May to July, when it's actually the most hot and humid time of the year. And as an Australian, I can deal with hot and humid over cold. So, this is my kind of low season, I would say. And like as I say, I would love to focus on your home area, and please, I would love to apologise for my pronunciation of the Quang Binh Province. It is an emerging tourist destination known for caverns and cave exploring and the beautiful nature in the Phong Nha National Park as well. So during the low season, what are the best activities for visitors in the Quang Binh Province?
Actually, that is in summer, like low season for international traveler, but it's like high season for Vietnamese domestic tourists. So because it's summer, so people really enjoy go to the beach, go to the national park, the waterfront, and really nice with all the activity in the river and spring, right? So you can get tans on your skin if you come from Australia. It's a winter. Yeah. So yeah, I can say that the best thing to do in summer is just like visit the cave, do the hiking to the Phong Nha National Park, like enjoy the water activities in Chai River, Dark Cave, Mock Spring over there, and also go to the beach in Jumping Rock Beach. It's so beautiful, and just 40 kilometers from Phong Nha, and also to Dong Hoi City have the Nhật Lệ Beach, or they have the sand dune near over there, beautiful for the sunset. Yeah, and you have some like activity for the sand dune, and have the view to the beach as well.
So, around this province as well, you're really close to the central highland area of Vietnam, and it's actually the least visited of all areas of the country. So, if people are wanting to go to Vietnam without the crowds, this central highland area is the place to visit. And because it is the least visited, tourists know the least about this area. So, for those that don't know much about this, scenic, waterfall ridden area, what are your tips for the Central Highlands of people visiting there?
Yeah, so Central Highland is really emerging for tourist destinations. Some of company they start open some tour or some like eco resort there already. So if the people don't feel confident to travel there by themselves, they can book a tour like the package to Central Highland. The really famous destination in Central Highland that is Dalat. So it's like and Buôn Ma Thuột. Buôn Ma Thuột is like the coffee capital of Vietnam. So people can visit the coffee plantation, plantation. We have really high quality of black pepper, cashew nut, and avocado, and all kind of fruit over there as well. And visit the minority group over there. So you know the minority group, they live really different area, and also they have a different culture, living lifestyle, and everything. So really interesting to understand another part and another ethnic group of Vietnam. And because it's Central Highlands, so the weather is cool all year around. They just have two seasons, rainy season and dry season. So the rainy season is like actually in the summer, so from like May to November. So when it's so hot and sometimes have rain in the afternoon, so maybe cool you down. And then the dry season is like from November to net April. So it's really nice to visit everything. Yeah, and then you know Vietnam is second largest coffee export in the world and the first nation for black pepper. So how cool is that? You can have like really world class black pepper and cashew nut when you visit Central
What
Highland of
an
Vietnam.
absolute mix. That's so okay, forgive my ignorance, but do you grow black pepper? And is there like farms that you can visit and you can almost do like black pepper tastings?
Yeah, of course, you can see the black pepper tree, visit the farm, and buy the black pepper back. Yeah, with you because you know Vietnam like export like the first country export black pepper in the world. You know, and on the top for the cashew nut as well, and like the sixth in the world for the tea. I think. Yeah, so you have all kind of world class kind of spicy and thing for yourself when you just visit like a few place in Central Highland of Vietnam.
So, as well, I feel like we can't talk about Central Vietnam without mentioning Hoi An, which you mentioned that you lived there for a time. It is probably one of the most photographed, beautiful, old, classic, colourful cities in Vietnam. And it is a relatively small city as well, where it expands out into the rice paddies. And so it can get seriously busy during the high season. All the streets in the main town have been pedestrianised, and I know that on the 14th of every month they turn off all of the lights and the city is lit by lanterns. So what makes Hoi An so special during the low season, and what are some of the best activities for people to do there?
Yeah, so Hoi An in the low season also in summer from May to July because it's quite hot and humid, and then sometime in late October and beginning of November as well because we have some like typhoon or flood. But actually in summer, as I say, the same with my hometown in Quang Binh, that the guests can really enjoy the beach and the walking around and try the food in like the best cuisine in Vietnam, and also like enjoy some historical site in Hoi An Asian Town. So I mean, like maybe during the day is really hot and humid, but at night it's cooler. The town is so beautiful with the lantern, right? So people can enjoy the walk during the town. And in late October and beginning of November, it's quite rain a lot. So if it rain, they just like visit the historic site in the town, and sometimes it's not rain, can riding the bicycle around to visit other village near Hoi An to see battlefield and some handicraft village around. Yeah, and I mean like in summer, because the Thu Bon River have beautiful sunset, so normally people can take the river boat to see other village around by the boat as well.
I will admit, when I went to Vietnam, it was in late October, early November, and we got rained on constantly. But as you said, it's that like beautiful, refreshing shower. It's been so humid and sticky all day that when the rain actually does come was when we were like, okay, it's time to go outside now. It's time to go get refreshed, get wet, and continue on our day. And we actually did the tour of the rice paddies on the bikes, which are amazing, by the way. The paths that they have built for the bikes around the rice paddies are incredible. And you ride out of this bustling city of color, and within 5 minutes, you're in this open field, and it's fresh, and everything feels clean. People wave at you. It really is an awesome time to go. So I don't want the rain to deter anyone, because really for us the rain was almost our favorite part of it. It was great.
Yeah, I agree. Like when I work in tourism in Hoi An, like even in the rainy season, it's always busy because like you can stop the rain, but you do not let the rain stop you enjoy Hoi An as well. So yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Mhm.
So now I don't want to couple these two cities together because they are very different, but are often put as a pair because of the famous motorbike route between the two, the Hai Van Pass. But Hue and Danang are two really up and coming coastal cities in central Vietnam. What are they like? Should people do the motorbike route? And what would you recommend if people were visiting those two cities?
Yes, you mentioned about Highland Pass, right? So even the motorbike or on the car or on the bus, people can stop there on Highland Pass and see the amazing view as well. So I should recommend, like, apart from famous UNESCO heritage or historical site that they easy to find on the internet, I should recommend when they go on Highland Pass, they can visit Bạch Mã National Park, which is between Hue and Da Nang. And then on Bạch Mã National Park, they can do the hiking, trekking, visit some beautiful waterfall there, like Elephant Waterfall, or there are some like hot spring there called Tân Thanh Hot Spring if it's in the winter. So yeah, and then like on Hai Van Pass, they go to Da Nang. They also can visit Sơn Trà Peninsula, which is have really famous name in Monkey Mountain. They visit Lady Buddha there, but I would recommend to explore further of Suntai Peninsula around, because they have much more things to do, like bird watching, Spencer monkey species watching, hidden gem. The beach there is so beautiful that not many people know. Yeah, so I would recommend visit some nature base around Hue and Danang.
And is that around the Monkey Mountain area? Is it quite easy for people to find, or should people book tours?
Very easy, because they can discover themselves by motorbike or a car, just around the peninsula, because they have the road already. So yeah, you can just stop anywhere you want, or just find on the Google map. Yeah.
Perfect. And when people are visiting central Vietnam, are there any traditions that people should be aware of or respectful of when visiting, and visiting local villages and different groups as well?
Yeah, so I mean, like Vietnamese people are very friendly and open with the foreigner traveler. So at least you are friendly with them, and when you go to the market, or want to take a photo with them, just say that, hi, can I take a photo with you? And they can happy with that, and then start a conversation with them, because they love to talk with the people, especially the young people. They want to practice English or foreigner language as well. But the old people, they want to know you more. So sometimes they cannot speak English, or you guys cannot communicate with them. But with the body language, you guys can like share a lot of funny things and understand each other more. So I think like most of my guests said that the best thing in Vietnam for them is the people. Yeah, so don't worry much about that.
I will agree with that. And another fantastic way to communicate, which my little brother found out, is through alcohol. You know, you don't have to talk the same language to have a drink with someone else. And my little brother went off for hours playing games and drinking with Vietnamese people, and they couldn't understand a word of each other. And I think that's the most beautiful thing, that connection that we can create despite language barriers.
Yeah, and then like they are very hospitable, and then very heartwarming as well. So yeah, at least we respect each other. Yeah, you know. So with the minority group in some Central Highland or some place, I think that not like commercial like in Sapa or in northern Vietnam, which is they quite strained with the foreigners. So it's good we go with the local guy, so the local guy can interpret, because they speak a different language in Central Highland or some minority group, or like we try to understand them, their culture or their lifestyle a little bit more before they visit. So that's gonna be okay, because we do have some tour from Hoi An to go to the mountain and visit a minority group over there. So it's really untouched area, but everything gonna be okay with the local guy, or like they know we are coming.
If you were to give one recommendation of the low season, I know Central Vietnam is huge and it's your home and it's obviously very close to your heart and it's so hard to pick one. But if people were to travel to Central Vietnam and they had to do one thing during the low season, what would you recommend?
Oh, so hard. I mean, I definitely gonna recommend Phong Nha National Park, because they have a lot of nature-based activity and like everything there. But I mean, Hoi An is really iconic of Vietnam. I mean, if they visit Hoi An before, they can miss that, because in summer gonna be really crowded of the bus tour and domestic and Asian group tour over there. But I mean, if they love nature and amazing food, everything, I gonna recommend Phong Nha, my hometown over there. I will not bias here, but I do love the south coast of Vietnam as well. So you know the coastline from like further to Hoi An, go to Quy Nhơn, Tuy Hoa, Nha Trang, Phan Giang, Phan Thiết. We have the Mui Ne, like the biggest sand dune in Vietnam over there. That coast is so beautiful and so untouched area. And then I mean,
All
yeah.
right, that's three. Those were great recommendations, but I feel like you could just continue going on forever because there's just so much that you love of it.
Yeah, I mean, I want to like the slow travel. Yeah, you feel and you stand of the place and you fall in love with that place rather than you just like go and checking to the one place. Oh, I'm in the north, I am in the center, I'm in the south. I don't recommend that. I recommend you really into one place and you fall in love with that.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and really looking forward to having you join us again to talk about Vietnamese food.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Tell you soon about the cuisine.
Hua joins us again on Thursday to discuss Vietnamese cuisine in central Vietnam. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to share this podcast with your friends, family, and social network. If you want to know more about these destinations, make sure you visit our website www.lowseasontraveler.com. Keep your travel dreams alive, and more now than ever, travel is better without the crowds.